So that's it, huh? We're the Patsies. We're some kind of suicide squad. Some kind of
suicide squad. Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun.
They're so intense.
Capital murder, capital letters. Yeah, she catching my vibe, but she can't fathom my cheddar. Need a couple gang members for these new endeavors. From this point on, anything we do together.
Welcome, Red Spotters! Hello to the program. I'm your host, Kyle Lira, and today we have our usual suspects. We have the long-haired crescendo, Peter Martinez. How are you doing?
What's a crescendo? Like, what does that mean?
Read a book.
I know what a crescendo is.
It's a musical term. How
Yeah.
does that even apply?
Read a book. I'll tell you later.
Okay,
I'll tell you later.
Not sexual.
And then we have Alexis Otto here.
Hey everyone!
No, what he says doesn't matter.
I'm here once again, and I'm drinking coffee out of my Marvel mug that has the Hulk, Captain America, Spider-Man, Thor, and Iron Man.
That's great.
I just received my check from Marvel Studios this morning.
From what, paying off the critics and saying how god awful this movie was?
Well, from what I believe you're about to say, I hope that was some pretty big money.
Yeah.
I hope it's worth it, sir.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what we're going to get into today is we have a Suicide Squad full discussion as promised in our latest After Dark. Do we like it? Acting. We're also going to go into the many high-spun controversies. Well, not really controversies. I mean, it's more like pure bitter hatred towards one film and the fans and all that good shit. And then in what's happening, hot stuff, Star Wars and ABC possibly. We're going to be going over Marvel Land and all the Disney California Adventure possibilities, and Game of Thrones news. And then later we'll plug in all the rest of the social media shit. So, without further ado, here is Red Spotlight number 30. Patsy's on the purple Lamborghini.
Light it up!
I love this guy.
Not good. Don't forget, we're the bad guys.
Are you sweet talking me? All of that chit chat's gonna get you hurt.
The back is ready, she's cracking, she raises his hands to the sky. And the girl in the corner is everyone's fun. She can kill you with a wink of her eye. Bye-bye.
What you gonna do? You wanna see something?
Y'all wanna
see something?
Yes, I wanna see something.
I was just trying to get you there. You know hard feelings, right? We good.
What you having?
Beer.
Whiskey.
What am I, 12?
How about you, hot stuff?
Water.
That's a good idea, honey.
And we are here, guys. Today we're going to talk about Suicide Squad. Guys, I know you guys didn't like it as much as I did.
To quote Will Smith, we're the Patsies.
By the way, I'm not sure if it's been made available to your audience, Kyle, but I do have a new collection to my room. It's Iron Man and Captain America.
Oh my God! Anyway,
It's a
Peter,
canvas of Civil War.
Peter, what did you think about Suicide Squad?
Okay. To properly review this film, you need to start from the beginning. And from the beginning, I was behind this film. I really, really wanted this film to succeed. Because it had... Harley Quinn really was a character that I wanted to see on the big screen for a long, long time.
We almost got that.
Yeah, we almost did. Well, the small screen, I think, wasn't it?
No, the big screen.
For which one?
Okay, because originally in The Dark Knight Rises, it was supposed to be Riddler, Penguin, and they're gonna spring out the Joker, which would be played by Heath Ledger. They were gonna spring him out of Arkham Asylum, and along with the recently converted Harley Quinn.
Oh man, that would have been fucking epic.
When Anne Hathaway came in to audition for Catwoman, she was originally offered Harley Quinn until plans changed because of the death of Heath Ledger. I mean, the death of Heath Ledger fucked everything up for that movie.
You can definitely tell it left repercussions.
Yeah,
I might have been using that word wrong, but it left them really scrambling to make a different story, and it kind of
because they already written the third movie. You know, they were gonna get right into it, but you know, somebody had to die.
But I'll say, as far as this film, you know, even though I wasn't a fan of Man of Steel or Batman v Superman, this was the film that I never doubted. This was the film, but you know, is that not true? Even with the reshoots, I was like, "That's who cares?" You know, this film is gonna be great. I loved the talent, the actors.
You ended up caring in the end.
Hey, you will have a turn, my good sir.
Sorry.
You Marvel loving fuck.
No, but the point is, I wanted to love this film, and at best, at very best, I could say about this film is mediocre.
Mediocre.
Yeah, that you did it better.
Were you doing it Immortan Joe?
Yeah, a little bit. I know it's terrible. I'm bad with voices, but it just, to me, an overall view, I'd put it on the same level as like Warcraft or Ghostbusters 2016. It wasn't complete shit. It wasn't good or great. It was just
average,
mediocre. It was okay. I'm gonna forget about it probably in a week. But just the fact that this film, the absolute potential behind it, the fact that it could have been one of the greatest comic books ever. I thought it could have been way better than even Deadpool, and to come out just feeling like it's just a mediocre film, that's why I think it's getting such hate. I don't think it deserves as low as it's getting on Rotten Tomatoes, but I can certainly understand where a lot of them are coming from.
You see where everybody stems from.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn.
I'm gonna preface my response by making it very clear: I don't intend to dance on anyone's grave.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
That notion never comes off from you.
Here is the thing with me, okay? And bear with me.
Yeah.
I understand, I accept, and I full-heartedly endorse anyone's excitement over this film or any DC film. And I think ultimately Peter hit the nail on the head when he said that on a BNC video a couple days back. DC is the key to making the comic book genre flourish for years and years to come. I want these movies to be successful. I think from the onset, remember that you and I, Kyle, way back when we did BNC together, we did a reaction video to DC announcing their full slate. Remember that? Remember how...
I remember that.
And...
it was such a long time ago.
We're
dinosaurs, man.
It was such a long time ago.
We're as old as Tony Bennett.
I wasn't even born yet.
You weren't even there.
You weren't even born yet.
And I said in that video, for those of you who claim that I am anti-DC, that this is very promising, but I said on the condition that they knew what they were doing. It's very clear they had a plan, but it's also become very, very clear that
that people don't like their plan.
No,
they're trying to change it.
No, not at all. It's very clear that they don't know what they're doing. In this case, now what happened with Batman v Superman, I saw coming a mile away. I think we all did to some extent. What happened right here is, remember a year and a half ago, we had a report from news sites.
Yeah.
And there was a no jokes policy happening at DC.
That was bullshit.
Nobody believed it. But we got Batman v Superman. They were caught off guard by the negative reaction to that film. So caught off guard, the reshoots that were already scheduled for Suicide Squad were dramatically pushed and altered to give the film a more lighthearted tone, to insert jokes and color into the marketing because of the reaction that happened to Batman v Superman. That not only showed how little confidence they had in that movie, but it also showed how extremely reactionary they were to the slightest bit of criticism. Well, so going into this, I had severe trepidations based on how their track record had been, but just getting a sense, because I will say this, the trailers have been spectacular. I would say the trailers for Suicide Squad were better than any trailer for Batman v Superman or Man of Steel. And it had a lot of promise and it had a lot of potential. I went into this movie wanting to have fun, wanting to like it, and expecting good things. I walked out of it ultimately just
shrugging your head.
I can't say that I was surprised. Given what I've seen from them in the past. How they had a masterpiece, a comic book masterpiece on their hands. And the squandered potential that happened on so many levels. The characters, the writing, the editing, the filming, the music, which I know you disagree on, but for the most part, you see bits and pieces of an outstanding film. But at the end of the day, I think all of us will admit that once again the studio got in its own way and fucked with the movie. I think it's been pretty clear. And at this point, I don't know what else we should expect from a DC film.
Okay, my turn.
Was that too dark?
Got pretty dark there.
Yeah.
Got Batman v Superman dark.
Yeah. Check out our other episode.
I'm sorry. That was funny.
If you want to go into depth about that, check out our other episode, Holy Rested Metal Batman.
Which I would say is our favorite podcast to date, aside from the remake remedies.
Yes, of course. I know the movie is deeply flawed.
Yeah.
I know that. But God, I was entertained.
Yeah.
I was entertained, to the umpteenth degree about it. I know that it had a lot of issues. I know some of the writing is choppy. I mean, get here to take down.
The editing is choppy. The writing is bad.
Yeah.
To get down to defeat Paper Town's witch thing.
Oh, she was in Paper Towns. That's where she's from.
But I was entertained. Like I loved. I know you guys had issues with Jared Leto's Joker. I know you had some issues with some of the other minor characters. But overall, I was just gazing at a miracle of a film to me. Because hear me out, Peter. Hear me out before you say shit for 30 minutes.
For those who aren't here, I'm making faces.
Yes. Yes, you're making faces of disapproval.
I'm letting you go, though. Go ahead.
Okay, anyway. So, I've been wanting to see Harley and Joker on screen together for a very long time. I've been wanting to see Deadshot on the big screen for a very long time. Killer Croc, I wanted to see him on screen for a very long time. I wanted to see fucking Batman interacting with all these characters for a very long time, you know, and I got that, and I was, you know, I don't know if it's because, you know, I'm a low expectations kind of guy, but I was thoroughly entertained with it. I mean, seeing some of the fan service moments, like seeing Alex something's you know, classic imagery of the Joker in the tuxedo, Harley in her classic jester outfit, seeing them two interact. I just really liked it, you know, just seeing all that. I know it fucking has more holes in it than cheddar cheese, but I think that it's a good step forward to what they're gonna do. I mean, yeah, it is a minuscule step that they took, but I think that if this is the step into the right direction, then I am, honest to God, proud that this movie did what it did. Anyway, you two go ahead and take the floor and take a shit on everything I just said.
Should we start with the music?
Can we start something? Can I go?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's up to you.
I want to address what you said. Like you think it's the right direction, the right step, and you know all the characters have been wanting to see in a long time and stuff like that. And honestly, I totally get that. Like I'm not really shitting on that at all. Like believe me, I'm there. Like I've told you, for the longest time, I really wanted just like in Batman Arkham style film, a Batman film. I've wanted to see those characters on the big screen for such a long time, and that's why like my excitement for Suicide Squad was through the roof. Like it was really there. But like, and we were discussing this last night. You gotta do more for me than just show me the characters. There's gotta be a great film wrapped around in that. And I'm mostly tough on them, and not only them, but all superhero movies, is because we're at a point with superhero films where
it has to make it or break it.
It's make it or break it. Either they start going in decline, or they solidify themselves as a mainstay in our cinema, and you know we continue to get them for years to come. Especially this last summer is very scary to me, because even though we've had a lot of mediocre, I feel, entertainment this summer, especially from a lot of our superhero films. And even though, you know, money-wise we're doing good, I still think Suicide Squad, they're gonna make a lot of money this weekend and stuff like that. Batman v Superman still made quite a bit of money. You know, money-wise they're still doing well, but if the films don't get any better than what they are right now, we could see us losing this genre, and I do not want us to lose the superhero film genre. And that's why I feel that instead of us as fans, we shouldn't be okay with getting scraps. We should demand, you know, make these great films that everyone can enjoy. That's why The Dark Knight was such a great film that even critics loved, everyone loved. Avengers was such a crowd pleaser. That's what the films like that is what kickstarted this whole
Civil War
genre. That's why we're getting a film like Suicide Squad. And if we want it to continue, we're gonna need to continue to demand better entertainment, better films. And I really feel like when you just look at what this film could have been to what it is, it's just a massive disappointment to me.
I think we should probably start breaking down why we felt this movie wasn't good.
Okay.
Why it was bad. That way then we can get into the genre later on.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the 30-minute exposition, like, of all the characters and the songs. Like, that whole 30 minutes, break that down for us.
You liked the sort of the intros, right?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Okay.
It was like the beginning of a video game, and I like that. I love that style, like, because you see the stats.
Yeah.
Like, you see the stats. That was very video gamey.
Yeah.
In a great way. I liked the more manic manicness of the first 30 minutes of the film.
Oh, go ahead.
I think that, I see like the manicness and the temperament of the film. It very matched Suicide Squad, and I don't know. That's what I liked about it.
I'm not knocking the song choices. All the song choices were great, and I actually love the fact that they did infuse like Queen with like Eminem and stuff like that. But the problem was in which the way they infused the songs. Like within the first 30 minutes, it was like 10 to 20, not 20, but it was like it
felt like 20.
It felt like 20 different pop songs just thrown at you, one right after the other, and it kind of felt like they didn't know how to make it seem fun, so they said these are songs everyone loves, and it feels like a false sense of fun. Like they didn't know how to make this scene more interesting. Okay, we'll put in a pop song that everyone likes. Nothing's been happening for a while. Okay, throw a pop song in there. And I did like the whole stats thing. I thought like that was cute. I kind of wish they would have kept up that sort of style. Like I didn't get the energy I wanted out of this.
So if they would have went that style, you would rather prefer Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
But Scott Pilgrim, not like that far, but or even with any Edgar Wright film, you feel an energy. There's an energy pushing you throughout that entire film, and the music, and it's great. And I never felt that manic, crazy, dark comedy energy that I wanted to feel out of this film.
So you think Edgar Wright should have?
I think he would have
had this project.
Yeah, he's everything he's made is great. Throw him at any project, but especially this one. Difference. I think it would have.
No,
you'd be surprised how much.
He did. He wouldn't have even. First of all,
he would have said no.
He would have said no because of what happened with Marvel. Second of all, DC and Warner Brothers would have fucked with it either way. It honestly made no difference who directed this movie or not. It would have been the exact same result.
I think he might have if he would have gone his way. Take politics out of it.
David Ayer didn't get his way. I mean, why would Edgar Wright?
Take politics out of it. Studio politics. His manic energy is kind of what I wanted out of this film, and they were kind of going in for it in the first 30 minutes, but it felt like they were trying too hard to be cool.
That and the fact that it took half an hour.
It's a lot.
Half an hour to establish those people, when in reality, you only cared for half of them.
If that.
It's like, I was invested with Deadshot, I was invested with Harley Quinn and with Joker, and somewhat with Rick Flag and Amanda Waller and what she was trying to do. No.
You didn't care about Boomerang.
Useless. Absolutely useless.
He was. I liked this. Maybe it's just because this is the first performance where I really like what's his name?
Jai Courtney. Yeah, it's kind of sad, but it's like
it's the first time.
Like for example, there's no fucking way he should have played Kyle Reese in Terminator Genesis.
No.
He's like fucking. Look at Kyle Reese. He's a wimpy boy.
It's not Jai Courtney's fault. It's the script for not giving him any character. Half of these characters are not even given nothing to do with, no direction, no writing. They're just there to be there and just act as plot devices to form this team that never really feels like a team.
I'll say, we're going to talk about these characters. The positives, Harley Quinn, she was great.
Yes.
I loved her.
Amazing. She blew it out of the water.
Margot,
I can see. Look.
Margot Robbie was born to play
These
Harley
reports
Quinn.
Earlier this year that they were planning in development a Harley Quinn solo movie. I can see why they think that would work because she was amazing in this movie. There is no question about that.
Great screen presence.
Yes.
Will Smith, man, he's just Will Smith in that thing.
Yeah, and he's great.
I love it.
Yo, Jokers be crazy.
Jokers must be crazy.
I love when he went up to Viola Davis and he's like, "You gangster."
Yeah, like he was just playing Will Smith, and honestly, that's.
After they defeated Enchantress, I wanted fucking him to say, "Welcome to Earth."
Welcome to Earth.
That would have been great.
That would have been the last straw for me.
I would have loved it. Honestly.
I would have loved it. Call back to Independence Day.
Let's not mention that.
The other one that I think I did.
I wonder what Jeff Goldblum is doing nowadays.
Thor Ragnarok.
Which
will be a better movie.
Oh.
Continue.
Go on.
Did they do that laugh in the movie?
Yeah,
What? I can't remember.
that part where he was in the like surrounded by those knives.
Oh, okay.
That's the part
okay.
you did it.
I liked Rick Flag because that's a character that could have been very boring, but the actor, I can't remember his name.
Joel Kinnaman. And
Joel Kinnaman.
you and I both like him from House of Cards. He's really good in House of
Yeah,
Cards.
he was really good in House of Cards, and he brings. Like, I'll put it this way, that's the kind of character that Jai Courtney usually plays, and it's very freaking boring.
Bland, one note.
Very bland, one note. But I think because of Joel Kinnaman, he gave a little.
He's very likable. I like
He's
that.
a likable guy, so I think
I like when Jai Courtney went up to El Diablo. He had the little match. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
so you said fire. He's like, okay, woo, just the craziness, manicness of him.
That was
Okay. El Diablo, I think maybe the worst.
I don't understand how people are coming away liking him. I don't.
First of all,
see it.
the whole premise of his character felt very stereotypical, and it kind of offended me. It made me feel like I was some kind of stupid person because of the way they portrayed him as some kind of wetbag. I'm sorry for
my
that
God.
I am a Mexican, so I can't say that. Okay, so shut the fuck up. Second of all,
Such a SJW.
this
liberal.
whole thing about him, this reveal of killing his family, wasn't that revealed like early in the movie, and then they made it like a big thing later on?
I
Or
don't
was it
know.
just
I don't
me?
think they did.
Well, anyway,
I wasn't offended. I just thought his character was really one note, and
it was
the
stupid. The story they gave him, the sacrifice play of him. I already lost one family. I'm not going to lose another.
I rolled my eyes so hard.
Oh my
at that.
god! Oh my god! Like, really, that is the Martha of this movie.
It's not that bad.
I'm not saying it's that bad, but it's the equivalent of this movie because it's just so stupid. Who on earth bought that they for 1 second were a family unit? They kept trying to shove that down your throat when in reality there was nothing built in there. There was no cohesion to the team. There was nothing. Even the fighting action sequences. When did they ever fight as a unit? Except that one time when they all huddle around Joel Kinnaman's Rick Flag to protect him. Aside from that one instance, when did they ever have any kind of cohesion together as an actual team?
Well, like,
or care about each other?
that to talk about the characters that don't work. Katana, I don't know why she's in this.
She just
film.
drops in
She's
in the
just
helicopter.
there. Killer Croc, he did nothing. He was just there.
He was very awkward to me.
Slipknot, he was there to die, and that's it.
That was funny.
They literally brought him at the last. He didn't get an introduction or anything. Oh, this is Slipknot. Okay, now he's dead. You know. And then what other? Is there anyone else?
Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang.
El Diablo.
Yeah, I think we said all of them.
Yeah, that's about them all.
Yeah, about half of them. First of all, are useless to the team and don't need to be there at all.
Exactly.
That's the thing. They're trying to sell me that these are metahumans and this is the next thing.
But they're weak.
Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
Did nothing.
He just
for that
threw a
team.
boomerang for a second.
And he didn't even do that very well.
The whole premise of this is kind of insane. You sent these people to go in and take on gods?
That's a problem with the villain. I think if they would have made like the villain the Joker or something like
okay, then that would have
smaller,
been more feasible.
It would have been way better.
But that's not what happened though.
No, that's not what happened, and that's a problem I think.
And you take it like, how are they even metahumans? It's like, okay, so Harley Quinn has a bat and a gun. I mean, and Deadshot all he does is shoot.
Yeah.
How is that gonna take on Enchantress and what she can do?
I don't know if we should talk about the villains yet. I'm just the characters.
Well, why might as well because they
They
get taken out by bombs.
Talk about paper towns.
Okay, I remember I was seeing I saw a clip beforehand of her and I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be really cool. I'm interested to see what they do with her character. Where like her hand comes up and then it turns around and she becomes Enchantress. That small clip they showed of it and I was like, that's cool. Like that was artistic. I never seen anything like that. I was like, okay, let's see what they do with it. They do nothing.
They do something.
Apparently, she's the villain. I know nothing about Enchantress, and you don't need to. It's just she's an evil interdimensional god. Like I said, it felt like a Ghostbusters bad.
Yeah.
She feels like a Ghostbusters bad guy.
It probably would have worked better having her in Ghostbusters. That's
yeah.
the second case where a DC EU villain would work better in Ghostbusters.
And then it's like when they finally go to take her on, her and her brother, they basically show that they have no really limitations on what exactly they can do. They're these almost
Omnipotent beings.
Omnipresent.
Yeah, and they can do almost anything. But then when they go and attack him, they kill her brother
With a bomb.
It wasn't even a huge explosion like in freaking Game of Thrones. Big go.
Oh, when the Citadel goes like...
it was a little freaking like a grenade explosion. And you're telling me he was a god?
It also kills Diablo, who
apparently was an Aztec god. But that was never set up or anything at all with that. And then when she's this god, she's destroying the world, right? With this giant machine, and she can grant them their wishes, desires. But yet, she goes and fights them, and she fights them in hand-to-hand combat. And why? And then, after about 5 minutes, she realizes, oh yeah, I'm a god. And then just takes their weapons away from them in 5 seconds. And I'm like, what is going on? And then, of course, you have how Harley, stabs her heart out and stuff. But.
This is Batman v Superman all over
It
again.
is!
But I mean...
It fucking is! Because the more you talk about this, the more you think about this, the more asinine it becomes.
The story. Just talk about the story. The whole story would have never existed if you never tried to get the Suicide Squad together in the first place. This is all Amanda Waller's fault. She says, okay, we need a Suicide Squad. One of your own people is a god, and she fucks herself over. It makes her look like an idiot. So then the Suicide Squad goes and it's like, okay, go get them, and they need to go and extract a person, which is Amanda Waller, but then she just captures right after that, and then they have to go and kill her. It's the plot is running in circles of the same thing, and it's just...
And I guess that in itself could be forgiven if the adventure and the actual team was good and fun to go along with.
I like the characters, but there's no team bonding. You don't ever feel them, you never get a chance for their characters to really get to know each other. The only things you know about these characters are because the movie stops and tells you something about them. Like, oh, that's Katana. Her husband was killed by a crime lord, and now her husband is trapped in her sword, and she talks to him every once in a while. Wouldn't it be cooler if through her interaction with the other characters, you slowly find out little instances about their characters and stuff like that, instead of having the movie having to stop and tell you exactly what you're supposed to believe and care about these characters?
I guess they just assumed that bar scene would carry the weight.
That bar scene was 2 seconds, and that was only for Diablo.
And it felt so forced.
Because by the end of it, they're like, we're a family, we're this, we're that, and it's like, you people have known each other for 6 hours tops, and you're trying to tell us that these villains, these people who murder, stab, they will slit your throat. That all of a sudden, they're not that bad. It's just that the world wasn't, they were outcasts. The world wasn't very... No, they're villains. You own that shit. That's why I was so excited to see this film, because finally I was like...
Harley Quinn said that.
Maleficent it.
Well, she did, yeah.
But she was the only one that did.
You own that shit.
All the other ones were like, but we're not so bad because we have a family. You're still in that. I don't give a shit if you have everyone has a family. You still murder people. You're still a giant asshole. Why should I care? Make me care. God damn it.
What the hell was Scott Eastwood doing there?
That was Scott Eastwood, wasn't it?
What?
Scott Eastwood was there. Was it
Alexis Moreno was sitting next to me and she was squealing because, she met him. Scott Eastwood.
He was part of the team.
He was like Rick Flag's lieutenant or something.
Yeah, he would say a word every once in a while to Rick Flag, and I was like, is that Scott Eastwood?
It was him, yeah.
Because he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
He's just there. And I was like, Okay.
What happens to him at the end?
I think they survive. They just send him away, I think. They send him home.
Yeah, I don't
But,
know.
Another thing with this film is the action. It's very boring.
You drew parallels to Fan Four Stick at the end.
The end battle, yeah. But there's two other big sequences, which the first one when they fight those blob monsters outside,
Which were hideous.
and
just like never explained or why that happens or why this or...
I would be okay with it if the action was really well done, but it was very forgettable. Like I can't
It
remember
looked
anything.
sloppy and just, it didn't even try.
Unforgettable.
Much better movie.
And you could, at least with Zack Snyder, the spectacle is there and the action scenes are there. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the action scenes of Batman v Superman, I'd take those over the ones here because it was just very... there was no...
What about the
excitement, there was
Joker?
no adrenaline.
Hold up. You and I crapped on Batman v Superman, but we both loved that Batman action sequence.
That Batman action sequence was great, yes.
We haven't even gotten the Joker.
Okay, it's funny, with Joker, I've been going very back and forth with this. And I've settled on the fact that there wasn't enough for me to go on. And I don't think it's Jared Leto's fault. I really think it's whoever cut this film and whoever, because...
I saw Jared Leto posted, I think on Twitter or something, that they left a lot of Joker scenes on the cutting room floor.
And it feels like they never give you enough time to really soak in his presence, his character, and his performance.
Yeah.
Because...
And that does Jared Leto's performance injustice, I think, because...
every time they show...
Injustice.
Yeah.
God's Among Us. Every time they cut to a Joker scene, it's very quickly cut.
Yeah, and then he's
you
gone.
Every time the second I start to I'm starting to get into him, they move away from him. So as far as how I feel about his Joker, I have no I don't know. So he just seems crazy to me. He doesn't seem like a Joker. He just seems crazy, but that might be because they cut out and chopped up a lot of his performance, which I really feel that's what happened.
See, right now I'm more inclined to feel that based on what I saw, it felt more like somebody trying to play the Joker than the Joker. That's how it came off to me, but then again, I can't really say for sure what it was because we were given so little to even judge a performance.
This is why I can't wait. Oh shit! This is why I can't wait for a solo Ben Affleck movie.
If it even happens.
No, that is happening.
If it even happens.
You know what? The DCEU could be destroyed tomorrow, but they would still make that Batman film because I think that's the one thing people have wanted. They liked Ben Affleck as Batman. And even though we're iffy on the Joker, I think the consensus is that people like Jared Leto's Joker, and also they love Harley Quinn's.
Put him fucking in there. Make a Arkham Asylum movie.
That's my biggest hope. That's what I really want. I want just a straight up Arkham Asylum film. You can change the story a little bit, but the main premise, as you know, Joker taking over Arkham and letting all the people loose, and Batman has to navigate his way through.
Yeah.
That would be a great Batman film. And hopefully they do that, and that really gives us a better sense of the character of Joker. Because in this film, at least to me, I just didn't get enough to make a very good opinion on what I think of him.
You weren't given time to digest.
I wasn't given time to digest his performance. I wish I was, because there was moments where I'm like, okay, he's going somewhere with this, and then it's like, oh, next scene. It's like, I wish I could have seen more. You've been awfully quiet. Come on, give us something.
Well, I told you what I thought. It's mostly you guys who had a lot of stuff to say about this movie.
We're not swaying you.
I told you guys before. I realize there's a shit ton of plot holes and problems about that, but I was still entertained, you know?
At the end of the day...
The thing is, I feel that entertainment is going to diminish the more you watch it.
Yeah.
I think that's a film because I was entertained when I watched it, but I kind of feel like if I were to go back and watch it again,
No.
I would. It would not be nearly as entertained, and the problems would really become a lot more evident to me.
If you want to see the better version of this, go see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my God!
That's the
Here we
reality.
go.
That's
No.
Here we go.
If you want to see the better version of this, go see Assault on Arkham, the DC cartoon. That's a great Suicide Squad film. And I thought for a while that they were just gonna translate that to the screen, which for some things they did. But I kind of wish they would have just done a straight up adaptation of that cartoon film. I think that would have been really.
So
great.
you think that they should base their movies now on the animated stuff?
No, they don't have to, but I'm just saying in this instance, there was a really great template for a great Suicide Squad film. It was there. They had the bare bones of it. If they would have taken the bare bones of that film.
Didn't Kevin Conroy do the voice of Batman in that movie?
Yeah, I think he did, because it is the same as the video game, because it's supposed to take place in the same
Universe.
So yeah. And that's why, to me, I think my official, like, definitive Batman universe
Is the Arkham
is
Asylum
the
games?
Arkham Asylum games.
Oh, it's either that or Batman the Animated Series. I love the fucking animated series. That's like that was my definitive, showcase of Batman. That was my introduction to Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys kind of get the consensus. It's 2 against 1 here.
It's unfair.
But oh well. Guys, there was like a picket fence lined up against Rotten Tomatoes headquarters, so to speak, online.
Yeah.
On how DC wanted to shut down. DC fans wanted to shut down Rotten Tomatoes after the 29%.
26% now.
Oh, thank you.
And dropping.
We got the news. We got the news guy here. Anyway, so tell us a little bit about that. What was your consensus?
What happened was this DC fan who lives in Egypt went to change.org and started a petition to shut down Rotten Tomatoes because, in his view, they were unfairly biased against DC films. However, the entire premise of that argument was complete bullshit because Rotten Tomatoes does not review movies. They don't. It is an aggregator. They collect all of the major publicized reviews from reputable sources like Entertainment Weekly, Variety, Vanity Fair. They collect them. And what Rotten Tomatoes is, they aggregate a percentage of the amount of the reviews that are positive and the amount that are negative. It's not how negative or how positive, just plainly positive or negative. And as we stand right now with Suicide Squad, remember they count the audience numbers as well. But right now, the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes is 26. I think it began with 35% or 36% at the beginning of the week, and that's when it started. And it got like 17,000 signatures. And I think since then he has pulled that petition. I guess he saw the error of his ways because he was going after the wrong horse. At this point, I would petition to shut down DC films or go after them. I would point my guns at them because they are the ones who are screwing up. They are wasting storylines and characters at this point. They are the ones who are causing the problems, not Rotten Tomatoes. So if I were him, I would turn my guns in the other direction.
Peter?
I would say I would go a different approach with this. I would say it's okay to have a different opinion.
Yes.
There's a lot of films I like that you look at their score on Rotten Tomatoes, they're probably just complete shit. I understand, we may say a lot of things, but you like the film, you recognize the problems, but you still like it. I understand that. There's a lot of films where, I tell you I like it, you're like, that film's shit. And I'm like, yeah, but I love it, It's okay to have a different opinion, and I just feel like people are just too sensitive nowadays.
But the overall thing is, does this film deserve all this negativity being drawn to it?
Yeah, it does. I think it... Okay, I'll go with that first. It does, based on what it got wrong. The sentiment, I agree with. I do think, though, that it oversteps... A lot of these critics overstep their bounds because there was a lot of hatred and disgust that was spewed out. I didn't think the movie was revolting. I didn't think it was irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was bad. I think as a whole it is much better, or better than Batman v Superman. So on the points that were criticized, it is deserved. But on the actual language, it was way over the top. That's what I'm saying.
I think it's almost like the opposite of the Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like those are, as far as quality of films, I think Suicide Squad and the Ghostbusters 2016 are like on the same level. But with that film, everyone expected it to be complete shit. You know, this is going to be the worst film ever, Ghostbusters 2016. And then it ended up to be okay. And I think that really, when that caught the climate of the reviewers, and they're like, oh, it's not nearly as bad. So they rated it a little bit higher than they probably would have.
Yeah.
And then with Suicide Squad, it's like, this film is going to be amazing. It's going to be great. You know, this.
Everyone thought that, critics and audience members alike, based on the marketing. Come on.
Yeah, the marketing for this film was insane. And I was ready to love the shit out of this film. You know, top 10 comic book films of all time. I was ready for that. And then it comes out to just be...
Do you think everybody's expectations were too high?
No. Because I think the talent you had and the source material you had, you could have made a film that
But guess what's going to happen right now? And I've been seeing this on Twitter and online. Because of the fact that, to an extent, the negative reviews are over the top, the expectations for the film have been dramatically lowered to the point where I am reading people coming out and loving this. And I kind of like, for me anyway, if you love it, good. But a lot of people have been praising the movie, walking out of the movie, and it's like, I was expecting shit and it was good. Because a lot of people, I think, their views have been affected by the reviews.
Yeah.
The three of us were discussing the reviews and the reports walking into the movie. So, it's kind of a give and take. I've been reading a lot of people walking out of the movie absolutely loving it. And I'm kind of like, part of that's, well, maybe you want to love it. Part of that's also, well, I read all this shit, but it's better than what I read. So that has to be great, right?
I do think there's a little bit of that going on. It does all have to do with expectations. You know, do you expect shit? Do you expect it to be great? Are you gonna love it no matter what? And you know, like you said, I think there's some people that like they read the reviews and they just trash it, and it's not trash.
It's not.
It is not trash. So then they walk out and they like it a little bit more than I think they would have. You know.
I mean, but is this movie bad enough to where it doesn't get a China release?
No,
That's a different story.
it's not because of its quality.
No, not at all.
I know, but I use that as a segue.
Oh, okay.
Well, we should note to our listeners that the Chinese box office is kind of like gold to the film industry, because the Chinese box office, it generates a lot of the revenue, the overall revenue that is going to the film. That's why when you see movies like Independence Day or Transformers, they pander to the Chinese audience by marketing it, like, or product placement or what have you. And that's what gets them to go see the movie. Not having Suicide Squad open in China is damning. It's just damning to the film. It just is. And I'm guessing it has something to do with the Enchantress thing, because I don't know why. But remember, Ghostbusters was not released in China because of the portrayal of paranormal or ghosts, or it conflicted with their beliefs.
I think that's why it's not releasing in China, because the Enchantress is a witch, and they anything that has to do with like the paranormal and
fucking
witchcraft,
commies.
Yeah, those darn commies.
Those fuckers.
No, but I guess they have like movie censors, and if it's something like that, they won't release it there. And I think that's the only reason they're not going to release it.
You know what? China is a very scary place. Like Metallica played a couple of years ago,
yeah,
and they had to submit their set list to the Chinese government before they played it to the crowds.
No, yeah, they're still very controlling over there.
That's
in
what
China.
communism is, kind of.
Yeah.
It's fucking...
Like Disney, for both instances, when they build both their theme parks, Hong Kong and Shanghai, they had to pretty much submit to the government's will as to what needed to be appropriated and what was there.
Did they take out all the magic?
No, but there are certain regulations and stuff.
They're like, the Tinkerbell has too much pixie dust.
Obviously, they wanted to have Disney bring, its name to them, so it was a give and take.
Okay, but yeah, it's kind of sad because that will make a blow overall to their Suicide Squad's box office.
But as far as box office is concerned, I think we're going to get to that right now or later on.
Probably later when the numbers are final. Although I'm pretty sure you're aching to give your prediction.
Well, it's not. The thing is,
on the numbers.
We're gonna, even without the Chinese box office, it's gonna make a splash. I'd say.
Make a lot of money.
It will for sure be the biggest August opening of all time.
Yeah.
It's tracking right now at 140. It could go even higher. I said between 125 and 145. Could be like 135 and 155 now, depending on how it is. But that's where the window is at. And that's great news. Because I don't think anyone here was expecting that opening for Suicide Squad. I think a couple weeks back I thought it would be 60 to 90 million, based on the name alone. But what had happened is the disastrous box office of 2016. The disappointments after disappointments after disappointments.
Honestly, this film got pretty lucky.
Yeah.
That this has been such a terrible movie-going summer.
Yeah.
This whole season. Because the last film that was like a really big blockbuster that everyone really was like, yeah, let's go see, I think was Civil War. Mm-hmm. And that was at the very beginning.
Could it be the fact that it's too hot to go see anything?
Speaking, it was Finding
That's
Dory.
only here.
Finding Dory did make more than Civil War.
Oh, actually,
so
Finding Dory, but that was those snot-nosed little kids.
And us.
Fucking kids.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't just kids. It was our generation. That's why movie was so successful.
They brought their kids.
Yeah.
I swear to Christ.
By the way, I wasn't here when you guys did that Dory review. You guys did a disservice. You talked so little about that movie. It was a great film. About Dory. Barely talked about it. Go to the BNC for more coverage on Finding Dory, by the way. That's why I'm saying to you, Suicide Squad's going to do great, but because of how disappointing it's been this summer. But, again, like I said with Batman v Superman, keep an eye on the second week and see what happens. It could be a similar thing. It could be a similar drop. But then again, what's opening next week besides Pete's Dragon?
Fuck if I know.
If nothing's opening, it'll stay number one. It'll keep going. But it'll be because nothing else.
Because Ghostbusters did good in the first week. And then the second week...
Not really, though. I think it had.
But that had the whole world going against that.
Yeah.
The whole film is doing everything it can to make sure.
If anything, Star Trek Beyond had a big drop off the second weekend. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. So some movies just
So it didn't live long and prosper.
No, but Batman v Superman had a 70% drop off in week 2. 70%.
So what does this mean for the DC future?
Oh, boy. Well, Peter, you want to start this off? What is this? Basically, the question is this. We've had 3 DCEU films. Uh-huh. You have said repeatedly that all 3 times you were so stoked for them, and all 3 times you walked out disappointed. The question at hand is, what does the future of the DCEU look like based on what you've seen so far?
What future? I don't even...
Oh my god. Okay.
I don't even have a feel for this universe at all. God. It's 3 films in.
Future!
3 films in, and you're still trying to...
I am SpongeTron.
Why aren't you laughing? It's funny. Oh my god. Okay.
SB129.
What were you gonna say?
Huge. I've lost it. Anyway, Peter, go on before we reach the epicenter of insanity.
Kyle.
Talk! Fucking talk! Let's make the show go on!
Kyle, you need to relax. No more crying.
Oh,
The thing is, you're 3 films into your movie franchise, whatever it is. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait now.
Continue, I'm listening intently. Go on.
I know.
Alexis, speak.
The future of this DCEU is definitely in question in my eyes, and at this point there is 2 directions it's going to go. Eventually, they're going to begin making good movies, or they're going to go bankrupt, or they'll just pull out altogether, or they'll shut it down. That's the one of 2 ways it can go, because at this point it is 3 strikes, you're out. If Wonder Woman and Justice League are received in any kind of way, the similar way this movie was, disaster. And the thing is, at that point, if that's what it's going to be, I would rather not have any DC movies. Because the more they keep going, and the more disastrous they become, they will destroy the genre.
I'm gonna say this. Wonder Woman could be bad. Wonder Woman could be good. Are you done?
Yeah, okay, keep on talking.
I'm not.
You're talking to the audience.
No, I'm done with this podcast.
You're talking to the audience.
I'm done with this podcast.
Fucking Alexis! Fuck you! You made me start laughing.
I just smiled. How is that supposed to strike a laugh in you?
Fuck you, man. Fuck you, buddy. Oh my god. Anyway, continue, Peter.
Can I play some copyrighted material?
Go.
No. Okay, this is what I was gonna say. Wonder Woman could be bad. It could not. I actually think there's a good chance. I think Wonder Woman, just by the odds, Wonder Woman probably has to be good.
That's what you said about the last 2 movies.
Yeah, but I mean, to make 4 bad movies in a row,
That'd be pretty funny.
that'd be very hard to do. Like, you have to be trying to make bad films at that point. You didn't take a shit? What's wrong with you?
That's the point. They don't know what they're doing.
At the point, the make or break for DC is Justice League. If Justice League disappoints or is even mediocre, then there's no point to go forward, because the entire DCEU has up to this point has been one long commercial for that film.
I would say it's been a piece of shit, but
It's been all of Man of Steel was sort of its own thing. It just wasn't very good, but Batman v Superman was all a rush to the Justice League. Suicide Squad, every hint they dropped was like, oh, just wait for the Justice League. If the Justice League disappoints,
there's no way to go on.
There's nowhere to go, because that was the big saving grace. This is why I suffered through all these films, because you told me we're gonna have a great Justice League film. If it isn't, then it's just, for me, that's the final nail in the coffin.
And what happens
for
after
everyone?
That? What happens after that?
I have no clue. We've never seen this.
Do you think Warner Brothers will just pull out after Justice League bombs?
They can't. Their characters make too much money. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just don't know. This is all uncharted territory. The only thing that's been similar to this is the whole Spider-Man fiasco, but you can't sell DC back to Marvel. I mean, you can't. You can't do the same thing you did with Spider-Man with DC. DC is home. That's where it's going to stay. At some point, you need to make a good freaking movie. Not just by, quote-unquote, the fans' perspective, by everyone's perspective. You got to make a good film.
So, you're saying the whole future is in question?
Yes.
Future. Anyway, so I think that, yeah, everything you guys said. Moving on.
Are you back?
Moving on. You know what time it is.
Hello, Red Spotters. Here is the news.
What's happening, hot stuff?
Welcome to What's Happening Hot Stuff, where we go over the news and all that good shit.
Did that racist clip just play?
Yes, it played. It just played.
Just checking.
First up in the agenda, we have Star Wars is in the works of coming to ABC. As we discussed over burgers yesterday, you guys...
And you can catch that initial conversation on a very early episode of BNC Roundup, the Pez movie.
That's great for that
Yeah.
for that plug. Okay.
No, I'm using that in defense because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get called out for flip-flopping. So, there is my evidence.
What was...
No, yeah, he's a flip-flopper. It's okay.
What's your thought on
what?
On live action
Live-action
Star Wars?
Star Wars?
Yeah.
I'm not strong either way. I'm just kind of I'm kind of leaning against it though, because I just don't feel that a TV show, especially where is it, ABC?
Yeah.
They won't have a budget to really give us a full-fledged Star Wars show. That's what I feel. That's why I feel they shouldn't attempt it.
Alexis?
If I could kill it Red Wedding style, I would kill it.
Okay, moving on.
Wait. Let me just say why, though. We already have a Star Wars TV show. Ladies and gentlemen, we already have a good Star Wars TV show.
Here we go.
But the reason why it's animated is because, can you imagine having the budget to do a Star Wars TV show?
You won't?
No, it wouldn't be...
If it had a Game of Thrones budget, do you think it would work?
No, but that's a different
more...
thing. Game of Thrones is fantasy, but it's based on Earth, and then you go into space and different planets and different things, and it's like, no, it's just no. This shouldn't happen. If this happens, I predict it will bomb.
Ditto. No, I don't know. I'm not as strong on it. I just think.
I agree love
with it not
Marvel's
having the budget.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but look how ABC handled that. They pretty much gave up on it, the first season. I mean, they kept renewing it, which I thank them for, and the show has improved vastly since the first season. But look how it was handled. It was supposed to be this big television event. Then after the first couple of episodes, people forgot about it. They've moved on to other superhero shows. What's to say that won't happen with Star Wars?
At least you'll have Rebels.
We already have Rebels, thank you very much. That's what I'm saying. Why are you for it?
More so,
Have you liked a Star Wars show aside from the Clone Wars miniseries? A Star Wars show that wasn't made by Dave Filoni?
Okay, if Dave Filoni is behind the live-action Star Wars show,
I
would you
doubt he would be.
But if he was...
Then maybe I would consider it.
Oh.
Maybe I would consider it.
There we go.
There we go.
I didn't say it would be a hit. I'm just saying I would consider it. But right now, I'm not considering it. I'm just being honest with you people.
Bring the Filoni. They will come. Also, another thing in the news is Marvel is gonna give California Adventure a facelift.
Marvel? You mean Disney?
No, Marvel is gonna give.
Well, Disney's gonna use Marvel to give California Adventure a facelift.
Okay, so it's gonna use. So the facelift property that they're gonna use.
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
So what happened with the announcement, Kyle?
Well, so Tower of Terror is no longer going to be Tower of Terror. It's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mission Breakout.
Of Terror. I hate that idea. I love the Tower of Terror. It's our own little thing that I don't give a shit if the one in Florida is better. That's what we have. That's what we have, and that's why I love it.
It's not going away.
It's
not going away.
It was the first. No, but the whole Twilight Zone thing.
Yes.
I'm sentimental to Twilight Zone too. I love that shit growing up. But you know, I
mean, just to clarify, the Twilight Zone theme is getting replaced, but the Tower of Terror is staying. It's just being rethemed to a different thing.
I know, but it's like it's not Tower. It's not
and it's
Tower
going to
of
be
Terror.
improved. They're going to add random drops like the one they have in Florida. They're going to improve the ride, retheme it. And I want to address this concern about this whole. Well, why would they? The Hollywood Tower of Terror is so perfectly themed to the area of the park where it's at. Well, here's the answer. That part of the park is gone. It's history at this point. When we're getting rumors of the entire backlot of Hollywoodland being scheduled as a demolition zone to put Marvel attractions there, when we know Marvel Land it's on its way, and when you put Guardians in the Tower of Terror, that pretty much declares Hollywoodland is dead. And you know what? It was already dead. That backlot, there's nothing anyone goes there to enjoy. You like nothing in that backlot.
Yeah, I do.
What do you like?
Hyperion.
You still? Even with Frozen?
Oh no, Frozen's shit.
Well, it's Frozen alive at the Hyperion.
I know, but you said that there was nothing for people to enjoy there. Yeah. Aladdin was really good.
Aladdin's gone.
And
Aladdin's gone.
And those dreams were dashed by the wee little Gunzel sitting there in our midst.
Here's what's going to happen. Day 23, 2017, they will announce Marvel Land. And the reality is this. If I had my way, I would put Marvel Land behind Tower of Terror. But it seems like what their approach is going to be, they're going to do that, and they're also going to eat in to Hollywoodland, because they would much rather spend the money to devote that than to even bother remodeling or retheming Hollywoodland. That's just the reality here. And it makes sense now why they would put it in Tower of Terror. Again, I reiterate, it's going to be the exact same ride, if not better, just rethemed to Guardians. I predict once you get on that attraction, you will love it. Why? Because they'll be blasting Guardians music, the soundtrack, and you'll be just as thrilled. Although I do appreciate the nostalgia and the sentiment, but in reality, you have to admit to yourself, they need to do something with that area. If they're not going to retheme Hollywoodland, it's got to be Marvel Land, and we know it's coming because in that video that they released to accompany the announcement, the head Imagineer, Joe Rohde, confirmed that...
Rohde?
Yes. This is the first in a universe coming to Disney California Adventure. This is happening. And my response, it's about damn time. It's about damn time. And I'm sorry, but the whole foundation of Disneyland was based on things having to keep changing. Tower of Terror has been around for a good 11, 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's time to move on. It's called progress.
Speaking of progress, we're going to go to the next one. Peter doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't give a shit at all.
See, we could have done without that. We could have just not even addressed it.
Well, I mean, who cares?
Thank you, Peter, for your lovely insight.
It was worth it just for Alexis's face.
Which the audience can see.
I know, but I can, and I'm letting them know it was worth it.
Game of Thrones officials have officially announced that the 8th season will be the last.
What a surprise.
We knew that.
And there's going to be 15 episodes left of the series.
Good riddance.
We knew that.
Anyway, I think that concludes our program, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host.
Have we been overly negative?
You have.
I am.
I'm just being truthful.
I am your host Kyle Lira. Check out the Potter project that we're doing on the Barely News crew.
Hosted by you and the lovely Miss Alexis Morena.
Yes, she is not here, unfortunately, which I wish we did. It'll bring a little positivity to this other word.
I'm kind of glad I'm really glad she's not here though, because
other words, dark.
I'm just saying I'm glad she's not here because then she would be kind of crushed by the things that we said. So.
Oh yeah, we kind of let loose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Anyway, check out.
We have no regard for your feelings whatsoever.
Yeah, thank you for that. Check out the Potter project. Over at the Barely News crew. Check out Alexis Soto's channel.
And we'll have our own Suicide Squad reviews.
He has his own shit going on there. I'm your host Kyle Lira, and
Should I start? Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side?
Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide.
So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. But I know they're wrong, wait and see.
Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Wow, I wish I could sing like you.
Who said that every wish would be heard and answered? We wished on the morning star.
Well, somebody just thought of that, and someone believed it, and look what it's done so far,
What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? What do we think we might see?
Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic.
Have you been half asleep and have you heard voices?
I've heard them calling my name.
Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailor?
The voice might be one and the same.
I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and